showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons.
Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
I just need you to know that I see you and I'm proud of you. I need you to remember that you're royal and we're proud.
K1ll, what it do, K1ll, JP, Ira JQ. And we in the building and we just waiting on Lincoln to saddle up and get this show on the road. Huh? Oh, you're going to play? You're going to play tonight? What? Kennedy, Lenny Jean Hawthorne is going to play? Do you want mommy to watch?
Mommy! Come here.
Oh.
Daddy, you want me to?
Ha 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 ha. Don Juan DeMarco flow. What's up? What's up? What's up? We gonna get this show on the road, right, man? We gotta have the Hawthorns in the building to watch the Hawthorns perform. We waiting on mommy to come to the building.
Mommy!
Go get Ma. She probably can't hear. Anyways, meantime, between time, man, I'm just the hype man. You hear her? Go get Ma. All right, here she is, the woman of the hour. Mommy's in the building. And what's good, Broken Traditions, man? We're going to have some fun with this one tonight. Coming to the stage, Kennedy, Lenny, Jean, Hawthorne. Hey, coming next up to the stage, the gentleman of the hour, Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne. Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne and his sister, Kennedy Lenny Jean Hawthorne. Amazing job by you two. I appreciate you. Love you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. God bless. Good night. Close the door behind you, Link. Make sure the ladies leave peacefully. And love you, dude. Yeah. Good. Great job, y'all. Great job. All right, Broken Traditions, man. This is gonna be a fun show, man. I wanna talk about two things before we get into what we're gonna talk about for an hour and a half. Do you guys believe Earl Spence? Do you guys believe Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford is November 19th? Just asking. Two, I wanted to play this clip, man, and I'm interested in what y'all think about this too. Before we jump into that, I want to play this clip. What's this? My Song. My Song, the General. He posts so much, man. Hopefully. Damn. I should have had this ready. But maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. All right. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. I haven't seen the full clip yet. I mean, I saw it once yesterday, but I want to watch this with you guys. And tell me what you guys think about this. I know that they came out and made a statement. I haven't watched the statement yet, but let's watch it. Watch it one more time.
Yo, bro, what would y'all say? You think a little girl, bro? Come on, y'all niggas is wildin'. They wildin', my nigga. Y'all wildin', bro.
What do y'all think of this? I'm gonna open up the phone lines, man. I don't want to contaminate y'all, but I want to give you guys. I don't want to contaminate y'all. I'm gonna probably piss y'all off, but I'm real interested in what y'all think about this. Feel free to call in or beam in, and before we jump into tonight's show, I'm really interested in what y'all think about this, man. It's interesting. I'm pretty sure we'll have a difference of opinion as it pertains to this. Oh, while you guys are beaming in and thinking about beaming in, thinking about calling in, I'm going to say this. There's no respect for authority there. The whole fucking parameter to me, and you guys are more than welcome to come in and disagree with me. You guys are more than welcome to curse me out, whatever you want. But Juan, I think that there's no respect for authority. It's like chaos. It was just simply chaos. And
do me one favor, Fred. I caught it at the very last moment. Run that joint back one more time, man.
All right,
I really want to look at it from full scope.
Hey, turn me down 1 second. I'm gonna play it one more time.
Okay, let me turn it down.
Thank you. How you doing, 3G? All right, cool.
Well, we going through some things with my mom, but just keep us in prayer.
Okay, we will. We damn sure will. Okay, hopefully I still have it up. My song, right? Let's go to my song. All right, let's watch it and together. All right, I'll let it play as we talk. But go ahead, Miss Shelton, and then we'll get to Juan.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with the gentleman, but the young lady, y'all know, I always say this. If that had been a young white girl, there's no way he would have punched her like that. And if that had been a young white girl, there's no way his white counterparts would have let that happen. And I'm going to leave it at that. But Fred, keep my mom in your prayers.
Yeah, we will.
She just got diagnosed with cancer. So we are dealing with some things, but that wouldn't have never happened if that girl running right there, that wouldn't have never happened if she would have been a young white girl. That's all I have to say.
Gotcha.
Love you, Fred.
Love you
your
too.
kids are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Keep up the good job.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Make sure you pray for Mrs. Shelton's mother. Make sure y'all do that. We'll go in order, and then I'll get to you next. Let's advise. But Juan, go ahead. I'll let it keep on playing. Go ahead. So you guys,
man.
As you guys,
so looking at it, man. This is fucked up. So one, I'm gonna go straight from the officer perspectives. Yes, you're in an environment. You're making an arrest. You're making a stop, whatever it may be. And if you're ever doing this in a housing environment or an urban environment, you will encounter a great amount of hostility, conflict. You're never going to put anyone in handcuffs or stop them on anything like that, and you won't meet some type of resistance, right? That's why I'm not trying to say too much, but yeah, you can't do that, right? And you have to train, and you have to know that if you're going to put these cuffs on this person and you're going to take them, you cuff them, you get them to the squad car, you guys are going to circle them, do whatever you got to do. You pat them down, you get them in, get them out, right? But that, from what I've seen, what I just saw, that level of force That level of force that he used on that young lady is excessive. If you can't use your voice or your posture to tell her, hey, stop, get back, or anything else, and you go straight to a closed hand strike, that's a whole different level of force and different level of disrespect. Now, for the lady, you're a woman. Stay in a fucking woman's place. I'm not saying that you're not equal. I'm not saying that you have to be lesser than, but just, man, men, we operate with a different level of testosterone and strength and hostility. So, of course, coming in, maybe he perceives you as a threat. And maybe because he's a bitch, he automatically perceives a small woman as a threat that much. But let me explain something. Play both sides. If she was that much of a threat, she shouldn't have got that fucking close to you. If you're going to handcuff somebody and go arrest them, if they're that much of a threat, that threat should have stopped because you're already within your reactionary gap. They're already too close within your reactionary gap, so you can't justify hitting them with a closed hand. And the young woman, she is and I say this to my girl all the time. I say this to my fiance all the time. Just listen to me. Just follow. Because there's things that's going to happen in this world and there's things that's going to go on that you may not understand. And you need to move in a manner that you or I can't be put in a position that we will lose. And I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the back, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm just coming back from her. Yeah, I'm just coming back from her birthday dinner, man. We just had a little family thing. So we in the car. And I literally just heard this.
No, that's love. I'm glad
I seen it, and I was like, man, what the fuck? And I even let her sit there and see it. And I'm sitting by her beside her. And you know what I'm saying? She can tell you, dude, I say this all the time. Listen, man, you just got to listen. You got to listen and you got to follow because there's no reason. It's not a place right there in that moment for her. There's not a place right there in that moment that I want my mother, my sister, my daughter, my lady to be in.
Right.
That's not your battle to fight for me.
Right.
You know what battle you fight for me? Go get my bond money together. Go get my bail money together. Hey, pull your camera out, record it. Make sure that my point of view and your point of view is seen. And then make sure we can fight this on the back end. Because once I'm in cuffs, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. And it's going up to the district attorney to decide if they want to hold charges or drop the charges.
Right. Let me get
that
to
shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was like, let me get to illicit vibes, and then we get a go ahead, Illicit. How you feeling, man? I ain't seen you in a minute.
I'm all right, Fred. I agree with what the brother said, that she that ain't her place, but I don't know why she over there, right? She moving like she concerned about something that's over there. So that's one. But he punched her in the face. Like, come on. And he hit her so hard, like it looked like somebody pulled her from behind. You know what I'm saying? Like she left her feet. You know what I'm saying, Fred? Like I don't know where this respect for authority. I don't know what you meant by that. I didn't see her do anything that would warrant something, and it looked like it's a bunch of them out there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The punch was excessive, though. That's my stance on it.
Dana Jones says women stab people as well. I'll give my thoughts after the last person. Appreciate you, Mr. Jones. And go ahead, Broken Traditions. What you got?
Oh, what's good, everybody? I sent you something too, Fred, in your DM on Instagram. You can check it out later. Something that's kind of pertaining to this as well. But I think the cop definitely did. It was excessive. It was definitely excessive. He shouldn't have hit it like that. Maybe it was a reaction. Maybe he didn't realize how hard he was swinging, but he shouldn't have hit it like that. And like the brother Juan said prior, there was no place for her to be there. What was her end game? I mean, I see she was going over to pick some stuff up that I could see, but they was already dragging the guy in the handcuffs. So whatever she had to pick up was going to be there once the cops walked past that scene. So she could have just waited for the cops to go by and pick those things up. And when she got over there, for whatever reason, she put her hands on this officer, pushed him, but Just like illicit Vibe said, that was very excessive though. He didn't have to rock her like that. He could have just pushed her, grabbed her, a number of things he could have did to her. And you could see the look on his face after he did it. He knew he fucked up. He was like, nah, this is going to go viral. I shouldn't have. He see the look on his face. So I think it's excessive. But the moral of the story is she shouldn't have been there at all. She should have just fell back, in my opinion.
Al, go ahead.
Man, good points by everybody, man. From looking at the video, again, like I don't know what her business was over there, but I'm quite sure it must have been serious enough for her to do what she done. I don't know if that could have been the person that was being handcuffed or arrested. I didn't know that was occurring, but like the brother mentioned before, I guess somebody was being arrested. It could have been, her relative, just speaking from past experiences with all my ordeals with the police and the police, arresting me in front of my house while me and my brothers are outside, like the multiple occasions. And I always used to tell my mother, Mama, don't ever get in between any police business that's going on with me or anybody else, because you putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And women at times have a problem with that. They react off emotion. I'm not saying she deserved that. It did look like she hit the officer. And you mentioned something, Fred, which is true. There was a lack of respect for authority. That is a problem. But by no means does it warrant that kind of response from the officer at all. He was totally excessive, totally wrong. And it was kind of like, it was indicative of how he feel about black women, and maybe his disdain towards black women, because this was a black on black crime. You understand what I'm saying? It was a cowardice crime that he did, because like the young lady mentioned earlier, had it been a white woman, she wouldn't have dared to even do that. Even if the white woman could have slapped him. They look like the black girl. They look like the girl pushed him. A white woman could have slapped the shit out the nigga and backhanded him and slapped him again with her palm, and he would have looked at her. The white woman could have spit on him in his face. He would have looked at her. And his white counterparts, like that young lady mentioned earlier, would have came right in between the scene and pretty much dared him to do anything. They would have showed him like, nigga, you still a nigga. Understand what I'm saying? Like, this is just a fact. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the thing from a total perspective. You know what I mean? From the officer side, being a black officer, the black lady side, and his white counterpart. You understand? Like, that's something, and it's a lot of black officers that do that. Like some of my worst experiences with officers have been black officers. And it's just true, man. We're a fucked up group of people, man. We're a sick, disgusting group of people crying about what white people do to us here in America. I don't give a fuck about no equal up. I don't give a fuck about nobody treated. I don't give a fuck about, excuse my language, Fred, but I don't care about anyone treating me how they treat everybody else. I have an expectation of not to be treated the same. I'm a black man. Nigga, I'm the most, I'm a threat in America. America sees me as the most threatening individual in the world. So why would they want to treat me the same? Like, I don't care about that. But for us to do that to each other, man, on any level, man, like,
as it pertains to this, though, that you going into your narrative. As it pertains to,
it's not a narrative. It's not a narrative at all. I'm just.
I know, but this is the case.
Black.
I know,
before
but
he a cop, he black though.
No,
you understand what I'm saying? Like,
but you got to understand. L, listen to me for a second. This is the case study. We ain't talking about the mindset. We got to stay on. When you're in court, what happened? like I know, because if we go into that narrative, oh, black man, oh, the white man did this. No, man. Can we just stay on this subject like this?
And the subject is this: the nigga did some coward ass shit. He wouldn't have did it to a white person. That's the
But
subject.
that's all subjective. That's all subjective. I'm just talking about this.
Well, give me a case study where a black cop.
We're not doing no case study. We're not doing.
Give me a case study where a black cop killed a white person.
All right, let me.
It never happened.
Hold
on.
Hold on real quick, L. So I literally just watched the full video for the first time, right?
Uh-huh.
So the way we're trained, with the way, sorry, hold on. Without giving away too much, the way that they are trained, the way officers are trained, that you have to meet force with equal or lesser force, right?
Equal or greater.
Equal or greater force. Equal greater force up to, and it's up to the discretion of the officer, right? So when she came in and pushed him, his back was turned. He really didn't notice who it was, and he pushed her back. She then came back at him again. We have no idea what was the purpose of the stop. What was the purpose of the detain? Fuck it, I'm gonna keep it 100, dog. I got fined for excessive force. I've been in those situations. I've seen the women with the knives. I've seen the guys with the guns, and I've seen it where a lot of these officers, and I'm looking at that gentleman, he did not have like he knew he fucked up, because the moment he put hands on him, the first thing he's supposed to do is throw cuffs on him. He didn't even know what the fuck to do next. He knew that, damn, oh shit, I fucked up. Because and this is the only gripe I have with this, is this is a teachable moment for every academy across the globe and across the nation. Stop teaching police to police with force, and teach them how to community police. Learn who you're dealing with, learn what you're dealing with, because if that's Brittany from down the street, and you know that's Brittany from down the street, and all she doing is she's the second girl that's fucking him, you like, look, man, Brittany, get the fuck down there. Mind your business. Go ahead about yourself. Yes, that young lady still, no matter which way you cut it, is dead wrong. She's dead wrong. She should not have put herself in that position. And yes, he should have been a more subordinate, because guess what? There's 2 white shirts there. 2 white shirts. You know what that means? They're supervisors. That means when everything else goes bad, they're the ones who get called in to figure out what the fuck is going on. And when you got on that regular uniform, you a beat cop. That means you figure out whatever the fuck they tell you, and then you paper it, you process it, and then somebody else tell you what the fuck they're going to do.
Because now,
wait, L, let me respond, because I haven't responded yet. Because we got to go from the top of this situation. Why is this whole situation happening? That means quite possibly a potential law was broken, right? So if we go from the top of the situation, then we got to start saying, okay, this person allegedly committed a crime, right? If this person allegedly committed a crime and the police came, why is the person that committed the crime putting his friends and family members in a position like this? Because now we got when we go off, it was a white person. Fuck the narrative, man. Like,
I've seen a lot of niggas get killed when there was no crime.
I know. I'm not talking. Let me finish. There
don't need to be a crime for that to happen.
And so now that person is detained. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but that person is detained already. It's already chaos. The police couldn't even form a perimeter around the situation. It's chaos. If I see chaos, I go in the opposite direction. You don't sit and marvel you understand what I'm saying? So at this point, as a human being, you got to understand it's chaos. It's 10 police officers in the black community. We understand the tensions between urban community and police officers, right? With that understanding and that wherewithal, this woman walks up to the perimeter of the situation, of the alleged crime. First of all, she breached the perimeter. I'm not talking about black or white. I'm talking about the crime. She breached she breached the perimeter of what they tried to obtain or create. Second, the police officer turned and probably said something to her. I don't know, but only going for what I can see. He physically tried to escort her to a position where she is out of the situation. The next response is you see her in court. This is assault the police officer.
Yeah.
The police officer responds with equal or greater force. You can't control in the streets. You can't control how people respond to you. Now, understand this. You don't know what the threat is in chaos. You have no idea what the threat is. Does she have a knife? Does she have a gun? She's not arrested. She's not in handcuffs. She came from outside in. He doesn't know that. So my point is, she should not have been there. And when you give the police officers absolute power to do what they do, I think you should at the very least share the blame. But she should not have been there. I don't care under any circumstances, that woman should not have been there. And two, the cops is supposed to eliminate all threats. All threats. She is no, I'm not done. I'm not done. And then we're gonna go with Michael Fuller and then Seymour. The police officer has to establish a perimeter and eliminate all threats. And that's their job. The whole fucking community is in chaos. How about we respect the police officers, record, because that's all you can do is record. You can't fight them. You can yell as loud as you can and record. How about we do that? And then we take all the evidence to court and we use our social media platforms and we let it fall where it may. That's what I believe. Go ahead, Michael.
I've got comments, but I'm gonna hold them. Go ahead and let Seymour. You can let Seymour go.
All right, guys.
First thing I'm gonna say, Fred, why you always let Michael go before me when I come in before him? I'm just tripping. Second thing is we seen a video. Now everybody's seen the video, and I've sit here and listened to different perspectives on one video that we clearly seen. Everybody says she shouldn't have been there. How do you know? She was talking to the young man when she walked up. Now the cop that hit her, he wasn't even in the scene when she walked up. He was standing behind the guy with the white shirt. So she's talking to the guy, not being aggressive. She's talking to the guy. When they move him forward, you see the black police officers come around the guy with the white shirt and push her hard. She waves his hand down. He punches her in the face. She's not going to get assault against a police officer because he initiated the violence towards her because he hit her first. She didn't walk up and then she didn't breach anything because there was no perimeter. Whenever you have a perimeter, there's going to be a police officer on the outside to protect anyone from coming within that barrier. There wasn't any of that. So they was out of line. There wasn't any of that. Second thing that I'm starting to notice, why do we always see black women have to come fight for black men when black men don't even fight for themselves? I heard the brother say, well, just let her watch and video you get your ass whooped and all of this. Man, you know what? Nobody's scared of black men. I'm sorry. Nobody's scared of black men. Black men as a whole are the weakest group of men on the planet. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. They just know they can pick on you. They just know that. They know you're not going to fight back. Now you'll go kill another black man, but you ain't going to do nothing to them. They know that.
Thank you. That's the whole point right there. And
wait, L, we got to go in order. L, we got to go in order. Got to go in order. I'll let you get off. Go ahead, Seymour.
No, I'm done.
All right, go ahead, Juan. Go ahead, Juan.
I do want to point out that where's the men? That's a community. That's a place for a man to be in. And I do want to, what you said, sir. I understand what you're saying, but let me break this down to you. when you see those white shirts there, chaos already broke loose. What's going to happen is going to happen. And you don't know if it's a warrant, DV, a simple assault, or second sighting. But I do know here in D.C., what that young lady did is misdemeanor APO, what is it called, assault on a police officer. Yes, look, they might throw it out, but it's still a charge that's going to be in your record if you even apply for a job anywhere that you don't even need to be in. I do understand what you're saying, that, hey, listen, man, it's tiresome seeing that a black woman has to stand up and fight for the black man and all that. Listen, it's not a black-white thing, dude. This is a systematic issue, because the way that it's trained, the way that the judiciary system is set up, once those cuffs come out, they go on. There's nothing no one can do about it. Even the officer, if wanted. If an officer sat there and put his hands on somebody and say, oh, you know what, I might have misread this whole situation. This is wrong. I shouldn't have done this. You know what? You go about your day, I go about my day. Guess what they find? A lawsuit and legal issues. The system is set up that it makes the officers fearful for not only their livelihood, but for their safety, because the first thing they scream and they bang into your head in the academy is make it home to your family. So they make a separation between you and the community. And they bring somebody that's not from that community, because let's face it, how many black men do you know can go get their 60 college credits, not have a criminal record, a good credit score, and nothing holding them back to make it through a police academy? But as we see in this video right here, man, that young woman should not have been in that situation. She should not have been there. She should not. It was another woman sitting right there on the stairs closer to him, on the phone. She's sitting right there beside him. Listen, as a man, if your job is to protect, if you're a protector at your court, you don't want your queen in that position. You don't want your mother in that position. Man, I wish I would see a motherfucker hit my mother like that.
Man.
I'm dead wrong. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna hit my mama like that. You ain't gonna hit my sister like that. You ain't gonna hit my daughter like that. You ain't gonna do none of that shit. But you gotta teach them and drain in their head that that's not what the fuck you put yourself in a position to be as a woman. You gonna let me be the man, you let my friends be the men to go out there and say, nah, sis, you ain't gotta do that. I'm gonna go stand in there, we gonna figure this out. Don't worry, we got bail money, we gonna figure this out. She should not have been there. There's no way you can say it. Only thing you can see, only way I see it is she should not, and I've seen it too many times when they run up. They just want to be in the middle of it. He dropped something. He might have had a little bit of work on him, some bullshit, and he drop it, try to, kick it to the side. A little 8-ball, a little 3-5, some dumb shit. Some shit that for real you could have kicked out in the fucking squad car. The white shirts are right there, man. So whatever happened, it was already going to happen. That means when the white shirts get there, that means that they've been called. They don't show up. They get called in. We got an issue. We need backup. And when you got so many people circling, that means he was already resisting. That's all I got to say.
Go ahead, elicit.
Yeah, so I take it he's a prior officer. I agree with some of the stuff he said. I agree with some of the stuff my man Seymour said. My biggest thing is you don't know why she walked up. And I get it. Like, I got a wife, I got a mother, I got daughters. I tell them all the time, mind your damn business, but they love me. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like she might have walked up to assess the situation. And I can't find her in violation for that. And what Seymour said was right. The officer put her hands on her first. Just out of reaction, after she got pushed, she moved the hand to like, yo, like, get up, you know what I'm saying? Get off me. So, but it sounded like the whole panel agreed it was excessive force. I just feel like we can't fault her, Juan, because if the mentality is she ain't got no business being there, then it go back to him. whatever he did, whatever transpired to find that situation, like hopefully it wasn't something within his power to prevent. You know what I'm saying? Because when I hear you say she ain't got no business there, I hear that the man need to do what he need to do so that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? But I know my mother, regardless of what I tell her, I'm her baby. She coming to see what's up with me. It's my mom. That's my wife. That's my daughters. They coming to see what's up with me.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mr. Fuller, and then we'll get to you, Al. Go ahead, Mr. Fuller. Or not.
Yeah, good evening to all you guys, man. Hey, Al, if you can hear me, man, the last time I spoke with you, I thought you said your name was Isaiah, bro. So I apologize for calling you.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with Seymour Brown 100% in what he said, his assessment. With Juan, I think a point that I agree with what you said was the community policing. That's something that needs to happen. I think that when it comes to the Black community, due to the status of our people in this country, I think we are a broken people. It's very difficult to find a Black person, rich or poor, that's not spiritually and mentally broken in regards to identifying healthily identifying as a Black person in this society. And that's just due to the oppressive system that we lived under for hundreds of years, and it keeps playing out in situations like this. Obviously that force was excessive, no question about it. I really believe, you may say it's not a white or Black thing, but if he would have done something like that to a white woman, his ass would be in jail or on trial. The bottom line is that he definitely wouldn't have a job. I think that because.
But what about this situation? Like it's so easy to say. No, it's easy to say. Oh, we live in oppressive. But what about, we're in court right now? This case, you can't tell a judge if she was white. Then we're gonna go off in the narrative, and then we're gonna talk about, oh, the white man got his knee on my neck.
Well, here's the thing, no, Fred. I'm not talking about court, man. I'm talking about reality. I mean,
That's
the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system.
Michael Fuller, we have a case study right before us. We could break down this case study. Break it down. We're not talking about ideals. We're talking about an actual case study that we have right before us.
No, I mean that's how, if you're going to evaluate a situation or a case study, you can't evaluate it correctly within the corrupt system that it exists in. You're talking about bringing in the criminal justice system. What a judge would say, the criminal justice system is criminal.
But this is
well known for the over incarceration of Black and brown people, specifically Black people.
But Mr. Fuller, if we just always go to this narrative, there's no answer to this
narrative, man. That's a reality. What you mean narrative?
You're missing what I'm saying. Every conversation, if it has to do with police and Black people, it goes to this narrative. It goes to this narrative.
The police officer that did this is Black.
No, it doesn't. That's a variable. Black woman, if you want to add that. But what's in this?
What the court sees as? You know what the court sees as? The court sees him as a Black man. So again, if he did that to a white woman,
no, man. No, but you can't say that in court. Y'all are just talking Black narratives. We have an actual case. No, don't ask me a question. I'm not answering it. I'm not answering it. We have a case study right before. If I say no, you don't. No. If I say I got $23 and $47, you're gonna say $70, right? We have a fucking case study right before, because if we just talk about Black this, Black that, white this, Black that, people are not going to know how to act in the streets.
I'm going to ask you a question based on this.
I'm not answering it. I'm not answering it.
I'm going to just ask you a question. an open discussion, Freddie. Come on, man.
No, the reason why
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this, Freddie, and I apologize for cutting you off, Michael Fuller. But I noticed something, Freddie, when you went like, and this is common with you. And I love you.
Well, no, don't. It's not about me. No, please. I'm gonna hang up on you. No, it's about the case study. It's not about ideals. It's not this. This is not an idealistic conversation. No, this is about a black and white situation. It's right before, not black and white in terms of color, but we have the evidence right here. Why we can't break this down? Every night we talk about, oh man, the black man this, the white. How about we break down this case study? Break down the case study.
Hey, Fred.
Let Mike go. Let Mike go. Let Mike.
Go ahead, L. Go ahead, L. Go ahead.
Freddie,
go ahead, L.
You breaking up, L. You breaking up, L.
Can you hear me?
It's muffling. It's going in and out.
Hey, Fred, can I ask you a question, my brother?
No, it's not about me. It's about the case study.
No, I want to ask you. Okay, listen. This is talking about the case study.
Listen, there's a 17-year-old kid listening to this show right now. What is a 17-year-old kid supposed to do in this situation? What is he supposed to do?
I'm not allowing my daughters to run up like that.
What is he supposed to do? Y'all motherfuckers talking about.
Obviously, the girl was wrong.
No,
she was wrong in the sense that she probably got too close to what was going on. But based on what I saw, her approach was not aggressive. It was not violent. And really the only thing that transpired because of the officer's initial interaction with her. And I didn't see her like punch back at him or anything. She kind of
swiped or something.
She tried to swipe his hand away, and he pretty much knocked her out. He tried to knock her out.
That was excessive. It was.
She left her feet and went vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mike, I agree with you. It was excessive.
Went horizontal.
It was excessive. I don't think she.
Let me get on this real quick.
I'm muting up. I'm going after you.
Excessive force. Now, evaluating these things, this case study, one thing I want to ask the panel, and you don't have to answer this, this is a hypothetical question. If you go out and plant a tree, if you go out and plant an apple tree,
gotcha.
If you go out and plant an apple tree, what type of fruit are you gonna get off that tree?
Apples. Go ahead.
You're gonna get apples. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. Apples. And the only thing you're going to be able to do with them apples is make apple pie. You're going to be able to make dishes and an apple smoothie. Anything that you create out of those apples, right? It's going to have an apple presence in it, right? What I'm trying to say is expand that a little bit. When you look at the roots and the seeds that were planted in this country to bring it about to what it is now. This country was planted. It's seeds in its growth. It's a tree that's based on the exploitation and the mistreatment and the satanic enslavement of black people and the murder of the folks who actually own this land where it was stolen from them. No. So anything that you slice, it don't really matter. Anything that you make.
So what is a black man or woman supposed to do in this situation, Michael?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's his question, Mike.
We got to talk
Mike, I think the question. No, I got it, Fred. I think that the main thing is to answer what should we do so that we can get better results. That's just a general question. And that's the same thing I was reading out the book the other night. All I'm saying is it was excessive. It was very excessive for him to punch her in the face like that. And the problem is she ran up there, and this is the thing, man. It's bad, but I would not allow my daughters to be in that kind of energy running up on no police officers with no guns, bro. Because wait, Mike, I'll let you talk.
No, you didn't.
Because Mike, Because Mike, Mike, we know that our women is smaller than us, and we treat them more gentle than anybody else. You treat your women more gentle. I got daughters. I don't treat my daughters the same as I treat my son. It's just a fact. So I don't want my daughters running up like that. And if I don't want my daughters running up like that on a group full of officers, I wouldn't even advise my son to do it because I know what they'd do to him. Right? Now, in that situation like that, it just looked like she just ran up. Like somebody probably called her and told her what was happening, and she just ran up there. And when she gets up there, she kind of gets close to him, and then he hits her, which is wrong. He hit her directly in the face, so he might have broke something. But at the end of the day, once you cross that line, you put yourself in that zone. And then after you put yourself in that zone, you kind of up to their discretion because that's how they react to you. Because you know they're gonna get back. You know they're gonna get back by the fraternal order. You and I know that.
Yo,
here's the thing, man.
I think we should stay.
I think what you
I'm muting up. Go ahead.
I think what you guys are doing when you ask those questions, like what can we do? You're not really dealing with the root cause of what's going on here, right? In order to really answer that question correctly, what can we do? You have to define the problem space, brother. The problem space is the environment in which that activity took place. You have to define the problem space because the environment in which that activity took place has everything to do with the actions that we witnessed, the environment, right? And so you have to define that problem space and understand why that environment exists in order for you to understand what needs to be done in order to deal with it properly. And that's just the bottom line. And anything, I'm gonna leave it alone. The bottom line is, man, you cannot separate the pretty much the mental and spiritual and emotional destruction of Black people in this country from things like that when we see it. That's self-hatred, brother. There's no other way. There's no other way to define that. The way that officer punched that woman like that, punched that little girl like that, basically. She went horizontal. He hit her so hard, man. Come on, bro. Come on. When it's all said and done, that sort of situation, that is the expression of self-hate.
Go ahead, L. And then I'll bring you guys in one by one. We got 3 people in the back.
Can everyone hear me? Because I'm stuck.
You clear. Go
ahead, L.
Okay. Cool. Listen, I agree with what Mike said, man. You got to get to the root cause of this because, like he said, if you plant an apple tree, you're only going to get apples and you can only create things from apples. With that being said, experience is the best teacher. And I can tell from what some people are saying, they've never had real life experience with police officers. I'm gonna tell you this.
You breaking up, dude. You breaking up bad. Beam in if you can. Beam in if you can.
He breaking up bad. He breaking up.
Can you beam in, L?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll try to beam in.
All right, for sure. Beam in. And I'll bring you right back up if you I'll bring you guys in one by one. Go ahead, Zoe. And then go ahead, Zoe.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Well, everything good, man. I'm chilling. No, I checked out the video. I seen a couple people on YouTube was talking about it. I checked out the video or whatnot. Like I said, was it excessive? Yeah, but was he wrong? No. You gotta understand that was the heat of the moment. That was the heat of a moment. You had basically like a little melee going on. Seems to be like I said, a person, she seemed to be running up, trying to see what was going on, or, seeing like what's, just running toward the situation to see what's going on. An officer, naturally due to their training, it's going to be like, you're in my crime scene, or so let me, you got to back up off the scene, and probably, nudged her or whatever the case may be. She returned with a push, and he got off on her or whatever the case may be, But like I said, I think that you know, she's not hurt. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, she didn't fall back and hit her head. She, you know, the way he hit her, she kind of fell diagonal, so she didn't fall straight back. She kind of fell at the angle that when he stole on her. She fell at that angle, and you know, it put her under arrest. You know, and I think like, it's a lesson learned. You know, it's a lesson learned, and you got to understand it, man. People got to be able to take lessons in life. You know, you learned the hard lesson. No harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that it was just some type of malicious situation. You know, like I say, it's just a heat of the moment situation where you ran up, you did what you did, you know, which is only natural to see. You know, if you see a loved one being arrested, you see a loved one on the ground, you run up and trying to see what's going on and da da da. But you got checked, and you know, and being checked in life sometimes make you a better person. You know, so that's all I want to say.
Do you agree with that, Fred? You agree with that? What he just said. Do you agree with that?
Let me get the next person in, man. I'll respond to them. Can you ask me when we come back around? I have no problem answering it. I just want to get everybody in because I get to end the show. You know what I mean? But I'll answer you for sure. I'm not gonna forget what he said, dog. Go ahead, Taco.
I don't agree with no man hitting a woman. I don't give a fuck if you're an officer or army sergeant or whatever. You should not be putting your hand on a woman. A man could obviously put harm to a woman. You could take the woman down to the ground and put her in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? For one. For two, I would like to I would like to ask if any of you guys had any family members taken from law enforcement, because I have. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was killed in cold blood in the streets of Oakland, and many of people had they family members killed in the streets of Oakland. We had cops that got convicted for evidence and all kind of shit. So like, I'm just saying, like, you feel me? To be defending the police like that, that is no way. If you was to tell me that's how they train their police officers, then I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we pay them to do a job. At the end of the day, and we got to figure out if that's a part of their job. If somebody walking to the crime scene, a woman, you just fired and to do all that. So I don't know. I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I got something against the police. You know what I'm saying? From that with my uncle, and I would just like to ask a lot of you guys: did y'all have any family members that was close to y'all that got taken by officers? And if I think that some of y'all have, I think that y'all probably feel differently. But man, that's just that's all I gotta say, man. Y'all have a great night.
Appreciate you, dog. All right, let's go. Juan, you want to respond?
Yeah. So real quick with the last person, yes, I have family that's been murdered by a cop. I have a uncle who's passed. Black on my mother's side of the family. He's black. He was killed by a cop. He just had one. He was a prospect in boxing. He was fucking some cop's wife in the barbershop, bumped into the cop, went outside to fight him. The cop shot him up right there and killed him. So yes, when my father found out I went on the police department, he called me a straight snitch and a bitch ass nigga. So I understand for both sides. And Fred, if you look at your Instagram, you see what I just sent you. I sent you not a arrest record. I sent you my fucking inmate ID. So I have been incarcerated. So I'm telling you from both sides, that young woman should not have been there, because our job as a man is to make sure that our women are safe and make sure that they don't get themselves put in that position.
All right, let me read the article. I'm sorry. I'll read the article. It may be too small on screen because we got so many people, so I'll just read it. It's the New York Post article. So just if you guys want to read it on your own, just Google NY New York cop punching woman in the face, and it'll pop right up. An NYPD cop was caught on camera slugging a woman in the face, sending her flying backwards to the pavement. After police say she attempted to interfere with the arrest of an attempted murder suspect. The shocking footage shows the scuffle break out on the sidewalk of 136th Street near Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard in Harlem late Tuesday afternoon as cops from the 32nd precinct moved in on to collar Elvin James, 22 years old. Tamari Crum, 19, in the green skirt and crop top, can be seen in the footage approaching the fray and briefly talking to James before getting into it with an officer. The cop, identified as Kendall Kinsley, pushes her away from the crowd, but the video then shows Crum lunging at Kinsley, pushing him in the shoulder before the officer decks her. Yeah, New York Post says decks her. That's funny.
Hey,
But Fred, what
Fred.
did I say? Hold on a second. What did I say?
Uh-huh.
I said that when those white shirts out there, it's already an elevated situation.
Hey, let me
White
finish this
shirts
article.
don't
Let me
show
finish
up.
this article. Let me finish the article. Bystanders can be seen screaming, "Why did you do that?" as she lies on the ground holding her face. Officers then put Crumb in handcuffs and escort her away. The NYPD said in a statement that while police were affecting the arrest, multiple individuals on scene interfered by physically assaulting numerous officers. One officer sustained minor injury to the head. Police charged Crumb with assaulting an officer, resisting arrest, and obstructing governmental administration. But Wednesday night at Manhattan Criminal Court, she was only arraigned on the latter charge, a misdemeanor, and set free without bail. I'm not
Misdemeanor of what?
Fred, let me say this.
No, I'm not done because I want to hear the full picture, and then we'll go back in order. Faith Harrell, 27, was also charged with assaulting an officer, resisting arrest, and obstructing governmental administration. A 26-year-old woman was given a criminal court summons for allegedly spitting at an officer, cops said. James had been sought in connection in an attempted murder from earlier this month. During the arrest Tuesday, he was allegedly found to be in possession of a firearm and a controlled substance, the NYPD said. Police charged him with attempted murder as a hate crime in the second degree, criminal possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, and criminal possession of a firearm for allegedly shooting at a group of people on the West 163rd near Adam Clayton Boulevard around 10 p.m. on August 12th. It was not immediately clear why the attempted murder charge was classified as hate-based. The cop seen delivering the punch in the video had not been disciplined as of Wednesday afternoon. Today is Wednesday afternoon, yes. According to an NYPD spokesman, the footage drew outrage on social media and was quickly condemned by activists. The New York City chapter of the Reverend Al Sharpton National Action Network condemned the video, saying the police brazenly punched an unarmed woman to the ground. Records now public under Landmark 2020 show that Kinsley has had at least 6 complaints in the last 11 years, 2 of which has been substantiated, the organization said of the cop. The Detectives Endowment Association said in a statement it is considering a civil suit on behalf of the cop against Crumb. When you assault a city detective in order to interfere with an arrest of a man armed with a gun, there are repercussions, the group said. And that's the end of it. Anybody want to go first? Kevin Brower says, I agree with Zoe 100%. Who wants to go?
Yeah, let me go.
All right, go ahead, Simon.
If I have the power of the pen, then I can write anything that I want to write. Remember, the power of the press. Now, there was a couple of things they said that she lunged at him. You never seen her lunge at him. You can't. They said she was aggressive. She was never aggressive. Now I heard a guy say that we pay the police. Well, let me ask you a question. If you paid me to mow your grass, but every time I come and cut your grass, I fuck your grass up, are you gonna keep paying me? The power was in the people's hand. You say we don't want to be abused, but yet still you keep paying your taxes you pay for your own oppression. You keep paying these people to oppress you. You don't go down to City Hall, and say anything about these things. His ass should have been fired. But guess what? It's just a sister. It's a black woman. Like here again, like the young man that got killed here in Dallas. Don't nobody hear. You don't hear about that no more. It happened.
Nope, they killed the story.
Niggas got short memories. And it's gone. This will disappear in a couple of days, and it'll be on to the next one. Here again, I'm gonna keep saying this. Men, me, you, everybody on this panel as a whole, black men, nobody is scared of us. You know why? Because they already know black men are scary. Black men are scary. All we do is bash our black women, talking about their whores and they having kids out of wedlock. Well, who the hell they having kids with? Black men. Who leaving these kids? Black men.
Hold on, Seymour. The guy that she was running up for is the guy that she probably got a kid by, the guy that got the attempted murder charge. The men on this panel is probably men that are with their families. So that's 2 different kind of men. I'm not putting myself in the category with them motherfuckers, bro.
Hold. A black man is a black man is a black man is a
Nah,
black
no
man.
sir, no sir,
So
no sir.
I got a family. I'm laying here with my wife right now. You see what I'm saying?
I'm here with my family
It
right
doesn't
now too.
matter. We don't know. We know what we were told. If he went for attempted murder, the thing is, we're looking at the video. She didn't go in there aggressive. Okay, we keep saying, well, she didn't have the right to be there. How you know she didn't have the right to be there? Oh, she's probably trying to figure out, hey, you all right? You see, okay, it was a officer there in a white shirt. There was a white shirt on one side of him. It was a white shirt on the other side. One had his back turned, the other one didn't. She leaned in. She was talking to him. The interaction didn't happen until they started moving the brother forward. He was already handcuffed. Then you see the other brother in the black shirt, the police officer, come around, push her, she swings down his arm, he punches her in the face. But in the story, she's the aggressor. But you notice, Fred, when you read that story, they dropped all the charges except one, a misdemeanor, and they let her ass go. You know why? Because they know they're gonna get sued.
So, sir, Mr. Brown, if you remember me saying, I said is, if anything, the least she's gonna be charged with an APO of a misdemeanor, correct? So she's gonna get charged with a misdemeanor APO. You said you with your daughter and your wife and your daughter right now in your home. If someone dropped $60K on you right now, would you stay in the same neighborhood you live in, or would you go move into a different county? Wherever you at. If somebody dropped enough money on you right now, would you? So you want to stay where you at?
I mean, what's wrong with where I live at now? I don't live in the hood now. I don't live in the hood.
There you go. That's in the hood.
But you said where I'm at right now. You said where I'm at right now.
Okay, so that's great. That's great. You're not in the hood. So let me draw the whole picture here. The officers that police the hood aren't the same officers that are going to go into Beverly Hills or Rodale Drive or Bankhead. They're not going to go into those areas. That's a different type of officer. They're dealing with different type of crime. So when people say, "Hey, these officers need to be disciplined," the judge know what officers coming in front of them. They're gonna see what patrol area is in. And I know, as a man, I believe and I hope you wouldn't want your wife to run up on any cop or anybody in the situation they had you in cuffs right now, would you?
So did she run up on the cop?
Yes.
That's a yes or no question, man.
Wait, so you seen her run up on the cop? That's what you seen. Now we all seen the video. So which cop?
I seen her run to a scene. I seen her run to the scene. I didn't say
no. That's not what you just said. That's not what you just said. You said she ran up on a cop.
It's a crowd of cops, and the scene is surrounded by a bunch of police, and she went into the location. So you telling me she took herself out of a safe situation and put herself into the hostile situation, and that's okay?
Hold on. We hold in court right now. I'm gonna hold you to what you just said. You just said she ran up on a cop. I'm gonna play that video again. You never see her run up to a cop. See now, you just messed up in court because you just said she ran up on a cop.
What is the man surrounded by?
He's surrounded by cops. She's talking to him.
And if he's surrounded by cops and she's talking, let me bring my voice down. If she's surrounded by cops, and if he's surrounded by cops and she's talking to him, get close enough for him to hear, then it means she's entered the scene, because the parameter isn't where the physical body of the cops are. It's actually where the patrol cars are set up.
You can't enter a scene when there's no perimeter, sir. Do you see any cops outside of that perimeter with that young man and those two cops? Do you have a cop there to say, "Hey, you can't come here"?
This is what I'm telling you.
We got to stop this, man.
For 8 years, I've done this.
Can you answer that question? Was there a cop there to stop her from coming there?
Listen, hear me out. For 8 years, I've done this. And every time I watch somebody come in with that same mentality and the same thought process, they lose. If we want our people to be safe, and our women to be safe, and our young sons and daughters to grow up in a way where they have the opportunity to live fruitfully, we got to change that whole complete mentality.
Thank you, John. Let me ask this question. I got a question for the whole panel. This is yes or no. It's just yes or no. And I'm done. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm just asking, who's letting their wife, daughter, granddaughter run to the scene like that without advising them not to? I would like to know who on the panel would advise.
Not me.
That's a yes or no question.
Me.
Yo, that is the dumbest dumb. Listen, we pray to God we ain't in them situations. That's why the issue is what, according to what the papers say, wherever they was out there, that lies with that man. That's where it's at, bro. I'm not putting my mom in the position to have to not check on me. The fuck? Y'all sound crazy.
I've never put my mom or
Y'all
my wife
sound
or my
crazy.
daughters in that position, bro. Never. I can't do
That's the
that.
point. That's the point. That's the point. That's where everybody's attention should be. We already agree it was excessive force. Why?
Because if that guy is a criminal, right? See, this is the thing.
Stay away
This
from home.
like Seymour just said, we the same. He said the family man and the man that's a criminal is pretty much the same. Okay, we may be the same in their eyes, but as a community perspective, I'm gonna paint this real picture. Seymour, Michael Fuller, the brothers on the panel, it's probably brothers that do things in their community, most likely. Now, the opposite side of the people that do things in the community are the people that run drugs in the community and tear the community down. So we are not the fucking same, bro. So I can't even go with that logic. It's BS. And because at the end of the day, we are the guys that's running opposite of them to try to make it better. So if he's a guy, so hold on. So if he's a guy that's going opposite of us, I'm sorry to say it, bro, but at the end of the day, that's who we are against. Those who are tearing it down. Because at the end of the day, they become the selection of mates that some of these women pick. And then those become the after school programs that we got to create because the baby daddy is locked up in jail on a murder charge now for 30 years.
Real quick. Hey, babe, if I get locked up by the police right now, they kicking this door right now, what's your job to do? Can you say it louder? Make sure the kids is okay. Say it louder. Make sure the kids is okay. Are you supposed to run up on the cops? No. What are you supposed to do with my guns? Thank you. I'm going to sleep. I got rules in my house. My wife knows what the fuck to do. Because the last thing I'm going to do is be sitting in there and worried about what the hell done happened to her. I'm going to have to do my bed for whatever I've done. It's called accountability.
Bro,
Peace,
she
y'all.
not coming up to play superhero. Like she knows she can't save you, nigga. She understands it's too late.
She coming up to play superhero.
What she gonna do? It's a woman versus cops. What she gonna do?
What's she coming up for? Let me tell you, most criminals think they can talk their way out of the situation. And that's why they get caught up by regular police and not the feds. Because they swear they can slick talk or finesse their way out of a situation. And that's just 70% of the criminals. Your woman's job is to stay the fuck away, secure whatever the most valuable, precious items to you, which is the kids and herself, supposedly herself, but for sure the fucking kids, and you figure out the rest.
Hey Juan,
Yes, sir.
So you, what you just displayed or illustrated to us or demonstrated is that you set the tone and the rules in your home. Is that correct? I mean, that was a display of that, right?
No, it's a partnership, but I got what you're saying. Yes, sir.
As a man. So you're able to do that because you are the authority, the male authority in that home. So you pretty much set the tone. And if it's the good tone, you take credit for that. But if it's not a bad if it's a bad tone, you have to take that as well. I take
credit for that. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
if my shit go outside on that curve right now,
okay,
that's on me. And I mean, her get about all the time. I don't give a fuck what happened. Because if somebody drive down the street and see my shit in the curve, it's because of me, not because of you.
Right. So my point in this situation is the authority that exists in that video that we saw. The authority in that scenario is the police officer. He has the ability. He has the ability to set the tone of that encounter, right? And what he chose to do is interact with that woman with aggressive force that was unneeded.
Like a bitch.
What's that?
Like a bitch, because most of these cops are people that's been picked on. And I didn't stray from that. Most of the cops are guys that they tell you themselves, they got picked on at school. They didn't have friends. They didn't make the basketball team, the football team. They was bitches.
Okay. So my point is that yes, a young lady probably should have stayed clear of that situation. but I didn't see her approaching the situation with aggressive or intent to be aggressive. I think she was just really trying to gather some information from the dude that was hemmed up. And the cop steps out from behind everyone and aggressively pushes her. Not says, "Miss, could you please step back? If you have any questions, we'll get those answered for you. But this man is under custody. Could you please step back?" No, he comes out from behind the other officer and aggressively pretty much attacks this woman, pushes her back. She
trying to
reaches
appease master. He's trying to appease his master like a bitch. I said that. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to appease his master like a bitch.
Right.
But all we can do is make sure our women fuck with the men, fuck what he doing. She got to be straight. I can't take my daughter can go mess with any man she want to choose to, and then God forbid she ever mess with a man like that. But I can teach her that don't you go into that realm. Don't you go through them doors. Don't you go in that situation. That's all I was saying.
So anyway, this is for those who would try to justify this cop's actions. This is what my line of reasoning is to counteract any ideas that would justify this officer's actions. Okay. When she reached to try to push his hand away, he hauls back and knocks her almost horizontal. Right? He could have killed that woman. Right? Okay, so here's the deal. When it's all said and done, the only reason he did that, because if he was in a Jewish community, a European Jewish community, it ain't no way in the world that he would have responded to a Jewish woman like that. No way. And if he did, he wouldn't have made it back to the precinct without getting a pink slip.
That's what they know what they're doing. They put officers like that in those communities. Like personally, me, I never got to work in the ritzy areas of DC. They knew where I was from. They knew how my system was fucked up, so they knew what it was going to be. They're not going to allow those type of officers to be in situations. Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question? Okay. Just asking. Because like I said before, again, we talking about heat of the moment situation. We talking about dealing with violent criminals. Dealing with a person that is accused of a murder, that has a gun on them. What in these other communities? How attempted murder? How many? What are the figures in these Jewish communities, in these other communities, of these people having to go in here and deal with violent felons? Violent felony offenders. You know what I mean? Where it's like, where's the facts to state that? You know what I mean?
Oh, so you don't think that happens? You don't?
No, I'm just saying. Where's
they're there, but
facts.
the issue is that as our culture, we congregate outside, and when something happens, we call our cousins, our aunties. The lines start going off. Everybody start calling. Everybody start rushing in. Hence why I said at the beginning, when you throw the cuffs on them, you cuff them, you get them in the car, you get them in, get them out, right? And maybe I should have said this earlier before, I can't stand fucking police. I hate fucking police. I hate all of that whole fucking mentality of it, right? But when you go to those other communities, I hate to admit it, man, they act different. They might do those type of crimes, but man, that's just behind closed doors. You don't find a body till you do a wellness call. Man, it's not as
Warren, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You made a point.
Wait, let Seymour go. So Seymour going. So
Warren, I want to ask you a question.
Yes,
you
sir.
said that when you go into other communities, way more different. Murder is murder, whether I got $60 in my hand or I got $6 million in my hand. Murder is murder. So how is one better than the other?
The way the murder is committed. So when you sit on the trial and you're fighting for murder, you will learn that you're not only fighting for the fact that you committed murder, but also by the way that the murder was committed, right? Oh, the district attorney's gonna sit there and say, hey, in broad daylight, he came in, he shot through the window of the car, murdered Mr. Johnson, and walked away briskly, right? Other communities will say, well, they had an argument, a dispute, and it turned violent. They word that shit some bullshit ass way different.
Yeah, they do word
But
it a
it
certain
does
way.
happen differently,
Now,
bro. And I'm
well,
telling you,
the
somebody
word.
that sat on trial for that shit.
Oh wait. Now
As,
the
as,
wording is done by the prosecutor or the lawyer. It's not. See, here we go
Go ahead,
again. That's
Seymour.
paint.
Go ahead,
That's
Seymour.
paint. That's a picture being painted in court. Here again, you missing my point. Murder is murder. It doesn't matter your income bracket. Murder is murder.
No,
That's the
so if
taking
you,
of a life of
okay,
another
so I get
individual.
what you're saying with that. A win is a win is a
Now,
loss and a loss. No way, another way you can say it. That's what you're saying, right? A win is a win and
right
loss and loss. No,
now,
I respect, and
now
I'm
you
with that.
now you asked me another question. You say if you gave me $60,000, would I move to another community or whatever? Well, I'm here in Texas, brother. $60,000 couldn't do nothing for me as far as moving up. These houses are so expensive over here, so I'll probably be right where I'm at right now. Now, as an officer, you used to be an officer. Can I ask you a question? Because a lot of guys that I know are officers, they don't want to answer this. I don't know if you
Depending
still
on the
want or not.
statute, I'm gonna answer. No, I
Okay.
got one, bro. I got 5.
Do they actually teach you guys ordinances and laws, or do they just give you certain things like, well, if they're doing this, cut off, that's that? Do they teach you the
Yes, through the
structure?
academy. Yes, through the academy, you go through orders and laws, but you also go through a crash course of the academy. But you don't understand the difference in orders and laws until you go through it over and over again, right? So you have different type of ways of learning. Some people learn by reading, some people learn by hearing, some people learn by actually physically doing. So as they might go through a brush of it in the academy, you do not get it banged through your head because there's 1,000 of fucking laws on the books that some shit you may never encounter, some shit you may always encounter.
And the reason why I said that because I was in court with this guy, and I'm gonna be short. I don't mean to hold up your
No, go ahead, man. Go
broadcast
ahead.
screen. And we had this situation with a police officer. So it was about registration on my car, right? I didn't have one. So the officer, we in court in front of the judge and everything. He said, I wrote hundreds of tickets of this. So I asked him, because I was representing myself. I say, well, that's good. I say, so you're familiar with the law? He was like, yeah, I've written thousands of tickets. I say, so Title 7, 502.003. You know that, right? And he looked, his face turned solid red. He looked to the lawyer, to the judge. I said, no, I'm talking to you. Don't look to the judge. You know what the judge did? You can't say that. You can't say that here in court. My wife will tell you she laying right here. You know why? Because you're not supposed to know the law. All you're supposed to do is obey what they tell you to do. You're not supposed to know that. And see, that's the problem with black men. We think just because a person has on a blue suit and a badge that they have authority. No, the law is in you. It's your responsibility to know what they can and can't do. Just because this man has a badge does not make him God. It doesn't. It
Correct.
doesn't give him the right to go out and take another man's life. It does not do that.
But like you said, if you know the law, then you still have to stand trial. So whatever's going on, whatever's happening now is already final. He's going to be cuffed. He's going to be booked. He's going to be processed. The next step is the courtroom. And how do we win there? Do we get him a good lawyer? Do we try to find out if this is fruit of the poisonous tree? Because you can be dead fucking wrong, but if one thing was done wrong, then you can win.
You're right.
And I can tell you this. Great thing that you got away with doing that in court. Because like you said, your job is your job as a black man in America is to know the law, right? But it doesn't matter because they're always going to want somebody there in front of you to interpret the law. And I'll give you a hint. I used to live in Austin, Texas, right off of Research Boulevard. Right? So I'm going to tell you this. Great that you got away with that. Hey, good thing that you get, but you had the right judge at that time. Because you could have got the wrong judge that would have been a fucking asshole. And I've been in there, sat there like, yo, dude, I've been an officer. I know more than this fucking rookie that you got bringing me in. Like, Fred, matter of fact, that same joint I sent you on Instagram, my inmate ID, when I got locked up, was behind some bullshit. I'm like, come on, bro. This rookie cocker, man, come on, bro. He was completely wrong. And even if I knew the law better, it didn't matter. The judge didn't want to hear. The judge didn't want to hear because you need a lawyer to interpret the law.
Would you agree that now that problem is a problem with our legal system? See what I'm saying? Because like you just said, I can know the law, but if the people in control don't want to lose control and it's better for them to lock me up than to be exposed to what we have a problem with the legal system. The cop probably is not going to jail. He probably not going. They probably suspend him with pay or whatever. The problem is with the legal system itself. We have to fix that system and stop thinking that that system is God.
But in
You
the
know, Fred.
meantime, how do we protect our sons and
I
daughters
agree.
from that
I
system?
agree.
What
I
then
How
you
agree
do,
with
have
that
to.
sentiment,
and
Okay.
that's all I'm saying. How do I protect my sons and my
Yeah,
daughters from that
that's
system?
what I'm
And
saying
that's
too.
to not be in that situation. Like you
Oh,
see that shit coming, just go the fuck away from it. You know what I'm saying? Baby, yeah, shit's going back. Look, my daughter get locked up for a charge right now. She can say, look, baby, yeah, my boyfriend had something happen. They ran to my house, found 13. They found 120 bags. Okay, boo. Don't say shit. Wait till the warrant come in. You sit down, don't say shit. They gonna ask you who's the next man up. You still don't say shit. And I'm gonna have a bail bond. And when they give you a bail, I'm already gonna have a bail bondsman in. That's all you can do. And we can fight this out in court. But to try to take it to the streets and and it's the problem we have, we keep trying to fight
In
the
the street,
same way, the same old way. Bro, they know
shit
that
don't
we're
work.
physically stronger than them. They didn't change that shit up. They made sure we can't win that way, which sucks, but they made sure we can't win that way.
now, when you say protect your family, first of all, you are the teacher in your house as the male. You're the teacher in your house. But always remember one thing and be wise. You can't protect them from everything. All you can do is give them the insight because they could be anywhere. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you don't have to go to evil. Evil comes to you. And sometimes you don't even see it coming. What do you do in that situation?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time, sir.
I
My
said,
wife was
I
telling me to
said,
stop talking.
sometimes you don't have to run to evil. Sometimes it comes to you. So what do you do in that situation? See,
Protect
sometimes you
my
blindsided by things. There's a lot of stuff I can speak on, but I can't do it
mhm.
right now. Well, we got some stuff going on in this house as well. You know, sometimes you can just be out doing your thing and you run across the wrong individual, and that what it is. It doesn't matter, what you done taught. That's out of your control. Sometimes
So
things
so
just
so
happen that's out of your control, and you have to react in a moment. You don't know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's easy for us on the panel to say, well, hey, if we just do this, if you just do that, but you don't know when you're gonna be in that situation. You don't know how your mind is gonna be clicking. Somebody could have came and told her, hey, they got your man around here. We don't know what's going on. So she coming to find out, she probably could have been in there cooking or whatever.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so
You're
so
right.
you
You're right.
don't
But
know
you had
when
those
it's gonna happen.
conversations. You got to
Right.
have more conversations than intimate moments, man. And I've had those conversations where I told her and let her know, like, hey, if things go this way, I'm reacting this way. No matter how I react, your job is to go this. So let's say, for example, we in the grocery store, somebody run up on me and they like give it up, and I'm in the aisle by myself. You hear them gunshots go off, don't come down this aisle. I don't give a fuck how much words you bomb me. You take the rest of that car, you get them kids, and you get the fuck out of it. Because my way to react isn't what my first thing was going to hurt me the most is me sitting in the hospital worried about you, or sitting in the jail worried about you, or worried about my kids. So if I can make sure they secure and they safe, then that's good. The next step is for me to handle it however it comes. And however it comes to me, that's how I'm going to handle it. Now, there may be occasions where a situation might come and you got your family right there and you're going to have to play docile because you want your family to be safe. And that's just being a man. It don't make you a bitch. It don't make you a sucker. It don't make you less than. It's just, dude, you got me right now. You got me around my family, but this world is too small for you to get away with this. Or just walk away with it. However you want to look at it. Me personally, the world too small to get away with this. And I'm
Michael
sorry, I ain't
Corey.
mean to take all this time. I apologize, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I apologize. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed, gentlemen.
Appreciate you, Juan. See you tomorrow. Michael
My
Fuller, you want to
my bad, Fred.
No, I'm just listening. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Henderson.
Nah, I think it all came out basically. What I was saying, I think she more said it better. Good topic, Fred. Hopefully we got to it. It's a conversation, though. I appreciate you.
No, all the time. No, what I wanted to say was when we go straight to the narrative of we live in a white supremacist, had it been a white person, we're not giving us credit for being intelligent people. We're not giving ourselves credit for understanding time and situations. We're basically saying that our aptitude is cut off at our knees. I think black people are intelligent enough to look at any situation. If you have 46 chromosomes, you are intelligent enough to look at a situation from a non-emotional analysis. And I think because of social media, a lot of these situations get heightened. And at the end of the day, no one wants to be put in this situation. And how we get to the space is we to act from a highest probability. The highest probability is that the young man is already apprehended, and we're going to pretend like we don't know what the fuck is going on. She's trying to get evidence from the guy, and we're going to pretend like we don't know what's going on, but that's cool. Let's just take it for what it is. She bent down, like she was trying to pick up something. Now, the other point I want to make is there's people watching this show or that's going to watch it 50 years from now, 20 years from now, or whenever. We have to arm them. We have to arm them with how to act in this situation. And we also have to have leaders in situations like this. There's no leader. Everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants to yell and curse, but no one wants to say, hey, I understand what the fuck is going on. You're not going to defeat a cop publicly. The percentages say it. Yeah, maybe 1 out of 100, quite possibly. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But when we can consistently put ourselves in positions where we lose, then we're going to, guess what? Keep on losing. And I don't want us to lose. The man, if she knew the man, she has some idea of his character. So she knows that quite possibly he's being charged with the felon. If she's that close to him, and I just don't, we got to give black people more credit. We can't go straight to the narrative if she was white, if the police officer was black, or if the police officer was white. I thought we were gods. I thought we were kings. I thought we were the first creature ever created, the first mammal ever created. I thought we were all knowing. I thought we were gods, kings, and queens, and we lived in Wakanda, Zamunda, Africa. But we don't have the discernment to have some type of civil decorum in a situation like this. And then we believe in God and lack wisdom. There's a level of wisdom that needs to be had in this situation. There's 15, I don't know, there's multiple police officers there. It's chaos. We've seen this play out 100 times on social media platforms. We know what the next step is. Why would we want to engage ourselves and put ourselves in a position where 98% of the time we can't win?
So I think when you say lack wisdom, are you referring to the woman's actions, or are you referring to the way that some of us want to describe that situation?
Well, if you want to deflect, then let's start from the top. The man is a suspected attempted murderer. I don't like to always go into a situation like, well, it got to be racism. No, it could be racism, but But we got to get there first. We got to get there. We can't just look at the situation and say, "Oh, this is racism." No.
You're already there. You're living in America, man.
No,
you're already there.
So that's the problem. See, if this live in America,
you live in the United States of America.
But you should buy a one-way
country that was built on racism.
How was it built on racism if we built it?
You built it as a slave. That's how.
As a slave? I thought we were here before slavery.
Man, come on.
I'm serious. I thought we were the first people here.
You say the way you built it was as a chattel slave.
No,
for over 300 years.
No, it wasn't. It was added on. If black people were the first people here, how did Christopher Columbus and slave owners build this country? You ever heard of Pangea?
Listen to yourself, Fred.
No, you ever heard of Pangea? Have you ever heard of Pangea?
You tell me.
I'm asking. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay,
but Pangea, the whole landmass was connected at some point. It's very.
Yeah.
You can look at the map, and it's very apparent that somehow.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from 1555 to 1867 or 1865. That's what I'm talking about.
But we were here before that.
I'm not talking about when we were here before that. I'm talking about the 300 something years that African American people, who are those of us who are classified African American people, who are descendants of chattel slavery. Okay, this country was built on slavery. It was built on the theft and murder of the original inhabitants of this land.
So what I'm this speaks to my point. So if this country was built off of slavery, one, you're not giving your ancestors credit. Two, you're saying your ancestors are unintelligent.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, you are, because you're saying this country was built. You said this country was built. You didn't say it was rebuilt. You didn't say it was stolen. You said it was built.
This country, the way it is right now, the system that exists right now, this system was built on the exploitation of black bodies and black lives.
So how did we get to this point, though?
What do you mean? How did we get to what point?
How did white people become in power? Get in power. It had to be taken. It had to be sold. It had to be bartered. It had to be
brute force. Through brute force. That's how they
and deception.
Deception. So our bloodline is weak. So our bloodline is weak.
Yep.
No, that's not true.
So what is it then? If we're the first man ever created and a recessive gene takes over and steals from us and controls our land, what does that make us? A recessive gene. A recessive gene. Man, come on, man.
We don't have in our natural state. In our natural state, we don't have a covenant.
See, we don't want to. See, we don't want to.
Let me finish. I'm answering your question. In our natural state, we don't have a covenant with the God of this world. Our covenant is with the universal God. So when we come to the table and meet another human being, we meet them on the square. Those Africans coming over here way before Christopher Columbus coming over here. But they came over here to trade, not to dominate, not to murder, not to steal, right? Not to rape, not to pillage. That covenant is a covenant with the God of this world, Satan. Okay? Our people in our natural form, we don't hold that covenant. We hold that covenant now that we've taken on the nature of those who have oppressed us. That answer it for you?
I mean, it basically, you're basically saying that black people prior to 1550, whatever number you say, year you say, is weak or cowards. We were hoodwinked and bamboozled because we're always going to say
because you don't come with an exploitive
Because you
no.
don't come with a exploitive, oppressive, demonic spirit does not make you weak.
Okay, if you look at many tangible measures, right? If you look at if you look at the top 100 vertical jumpers, I don't know what percentage of them would be black, a dominant dark-skinned gene. If you look at the fastest people on earth, it'll probably be like a dark-skinned gene. If you look at the greatest, whatever it is, athletically, physical attributes,
And intellectually, don't stop with just athletics. Intellectually as well.
I'm just gonna stick with athletic. I'm just gonna stick with physical attributes. If you look at all these measurables, it's black people, which is the dominant gene. Now, if the dominant gene loses to a recessive gene and is controlled by a recessive gene, then that means we lack intelligence, wisdom, the ability to intellectually create plans to dominate. So obviously something happened. Something happened along the way where we started losing, because every black person in America is going to say the first person in the world was black.
Here's the deal. When it comes down to it, you're right. We don't have plans to dominate. That's not how we done business. That's not how we done business. That's not how we done business. When we came here,
that's a lie. You ever been to the, oh my
when
God.
we came here, okay, do you believe that Africans came here?
You read the Bible? No, do you read the Bible? Do you read the Bible?
Columbus, do you believe
Sodom and Gomorrah proves your statement false. Oh man, we don't dominate. We were fucking hunters and gatherers. How the fuck we don't kill? How the fuck we don't know how to build a house? How the fuck we don't know how to build the pyramid? So you mean we're not physically capable enough to defend what we own? We built the pyramids. How are we not? So God said, find me 10 righteous people in this world or I'm blowing it up. He blew the motherfucker up. So you can't say we don't come from a gene that doesn't know absolute right and absolute wrong and how to defend it. He destroyed the earth by flood. Everybody say Jesus is black. God is black. He must be black because the first person on earth is black. He had hair like wool, skin like bronze.
But Fred, people say God and they say how they believe in God, but you got to understand something. The Bible say you bless me with your mouth, but your heart is far from me. People,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying on an individual. I'm not talking about individual. I'm talking about because we can't have a conversation about outliers.
Right, but what I'm saying, as a people, if you say the word, if the first thing that come out your mouth is white supremacy, that means that you're saying to yourself, in order for him to be supreme, someone has to be inferior. So you're saying that you're inferior, that you don't have the capability to go out and be.
Y'all are. Not me. Y'all are.
When I say that, I'm not saying you as an individual. I never said you as an individual. I said it as a statement. If you say that there's a white supremacy, that means that you have to put yourself beneath it because it's supreme. So in order for something to be supreme, something has to be inferior.
Not me. I don't live life like that. I don't live life.
I didn't say you live your life like that. I'm not talking to you personally.
But if we come with if the first thing we say and everything we see is, oh man, it's the system.
You know why I tell you that, Fred?
But you're not saying that you can't say that the system. You can't say that the system does not exist, Fred. You can't say that.
I didn't say it didn't exist. I didn't say it didn't exist. But we cannot. Everything we see on earth, we can't go to it from it's race-based.
I agree with that.
We gotta figure out the solution. And as we're breaking down the solution, we can say, well, this is like what it. Get to the solution. Get to the solution.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Can I add to that real fast? Just real fast.
If you're in a prison camp,
I've never been in one.
if you're in a prison camp and you are a prisoner of war, any problem that you run into within the confines of that environment, the solution to it has to be arrived at by understanding the limitations of that environment. If you don't take into account the dominating environment that you live in, and you're trying to solve the problems of that environment, solve the problems that you're experiencing within that environment, you will fail. In other words, if you don't understand this system and how it impacts your day-to-day life and the problems you run across as an African American in this system, you're not going to effectively be able to deal with them.
Yeah. But if you change, if we change this whole narrative and we talk in boxing and we say,
and white supremacy exists.
I know.
It exists, but it exists as a lie. But do lies exist?
It doesn't exist as a lie, because you came to the argument saying, "Oh, it's the white man's fault." You didn't even acknowledge that the girl breached the motherfucking perimeter.
How am I saying it's the white man's fault when was a black dude that?
Because it's the system. It's the system. He almost killed her. You see your narrative? He almost killed her.
He could have killed that girl.
Man, you should move.
Hey, can I add to that?
You should move to Turks and Caicos. Maybe it's better. I don't know, but the point of the matter is,
I'm not moving anywhere. I put 20-something years of my life putting it on the line for this country. I'm going to demand that the country does right by everyone that lives here. By everyone that lives here, not some people, everybody.
Yeah, but if we change this conversation to boxing, fighter A was down 5 rounds to 1, and he tanked it in. You know what we would do? We would call that fighter a coward. Everyone in this was, man, he's a coward, man. He fucking quit. But if the fighter comes back and wins 6 rounds and he wins by 1 round, what is he? A hero. We gotta rig the system and slant. We gotta slant it to our event. We can do it in sports and entertainment, but we can't do it in civilian activities.
It's about thinking. It's just about thinking. It's all this emotional talk and all that shit that does not work, that gets you killed. I'm not about to send my kids out here to be emotional and run up in no fracas like that. I'm not doing it. If y'all want to do it and everybody want to say that he was excessive. We all know he was excessive. But at the end of the day, I'm not sending my daughter or my son to run in no fray like that. I'm not doing it. Everybody that know that they got a kid know that they wouldn't send their kid over there to do that. And if they seen their kid about to do it, they would stop. So I don't got time for.
Who said that? Somebody sent his wife over there to do that. Didn't nobody have to send her over there to do that? Are you saying that she couldn't think on her own and she didn't do that on her own?
This is what it is, Seymour.
Bad judgment.
This is a prime example of not having male leadership over a female that was highly emotional. And then when we see the dudes get highly emotional like that, like the Amiri Brown guy that was in New York that ran up on the cop, that ran up behind the counter and got stabbed in the neck for a 99-cent bag of chips a couple weeks ago. And then right before that instance, we seen some brothers go up in another brother's house in Detroit because their sister called and said she was getting beat up. So they go over there and he light fire to their ass and she get them both killed.
So
it's the same thing.
That woman was emotional. Was that what you're saying?
I'm saying she shouldn't have ran up like that in that scene because it caused her to get harmed. That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying she was emotional?
It wasn't the right decision.
Jeez, it wasn't the right. Was it the right decision, Mike, or not? This is
it wasn't the right decision. But
that's all we asking, bro. That's all we
asking.
You're
talking about emotion, so I'm saying, could you see that she was emotional? She wasn't emotional.
All right, was it the right decision? Let's just say, was it the right decision?
It definitely was not the right decision to.
Okay, that's all I need, man.
Can I add something real fast?
I don't got time to play semantics.
Yeah, Zoe.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure you can, Zoe, and combine it with your closing remarks, so we can go around robin.
Okay, I just want to say this, man. I'll leave it at this, man. I'm just tired of the way we is in 2022 and all this stuff that we got going on. I think the first thing we can do, man, is stop defending people doing something dishonest. You know, I used to be like that, getting all emotional. Oh man, they killed such and such and such and such state, or they killed this dude, or they beat. And then you come to find out, oh, he was selling dope. Oh, he was caught up in robbing niggas. He was caught up in this. He was caught up in that illegal activity. Oh, this person was doing this, that, and the third. And it's like, if I'm gonna look up and all these people that's doing something, 95% of them is caught up in some type of illegal activity or doing something dishonest, more than likely against members of my own community. Then we have the first step we had to do as a people is stop defending these people that's doing wrong. If you out there doing wrong, if you out there breaking the law, if you out there selling narcotics and shooting and robbing and killing, that comes with that type of stuff, you know, getting shot, getting beat up by the police, getting stabbed, getting run up, all of that comes with that world. So when we defend, that's what makes us look the way we're. We defend people that's in the street, that's doing wrong, and then something happen like that, you run into that. I'm not, like I say, if you get killed by the police and all this type of stuff, something happened to you, and come to find out you had a gun or you was running, I'm not going marching for nobody doing nothing dishonest. I'm done with that. These niggas want to be out there doing dishonest stuff, doing the devil's work, then that's on you. You get what you get. Let's stop defending people that's doing wrong.
Thank you.
You know, I can't feel no emotions for that no more. I'm done with that. You know, somebody do something, then when you get caught doing your dishonest stuff and your bad deeds, then it's man, this white supremacy. Oh man, they doing me so bold. And that's why I brought up the thing with the white people and the stuff they got going on. I seen a white lady get ran over.
Okay.
No, don't respond. We can get out of here. Go ahead, Zoe. We're gonna go in order, and you can respond to him. Zoe gonna finish. We're gonna kick him out. Then we gonna go around because y'all closing remarks gonna be 10 minutes. I know it is. So
okay. Well, like I say, man, we just got to stop defending wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's no other community of people that's defending the evils and the wrongdoings of the people of their community. Well, it don't even matter what other people do. I'm just saying we need to stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say.
Appreciate you, Zoe. KP, you want to give your closing remark?
Yeah, this is it, man. A lot of things are recorded and written a certain way in these stories and narratives, and you got to watch how you read them. Like Seymour was saying, it was excessive force. It was wrong, but she made a wrong decision by running in there. And I wouldn't advise no woman in my family to do it, whether it be my mother, grandma, daughter, niece, nephew, cousin, no woman I would advise to do that. I wouldn't even advise a black male to do that with that many cops right there. Because more likely than not, we know that if he punched her, what do you think he would have did with a black man running up on him? He would have probably shot him and killed him on live video, and they would have justified it. Yes, he would have been wrong, but that man may belong to somebody's family, and they need that man for leadership, direction, purpose, and the whole nine. We got to stop being so emotional when situations arise that happen. Because if this cop is wrong, right? I remember a week or two ago, somebody said the cop that gently handled the woman that didn't want to sign the citation was wrong too. I'm just trying to figure out where's the line and what we supposed to do.
Said he was wrong.
I'm saying, hold on, let me finish my statement. I'm gonna let you go. I'm done, Mike. What I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, we got to learn what we're gonna do in those situations as a constructive thought person in each situation, and move like that. We can't have this waffling of what we gonna do at one time, and then one time we're gonna do this time, because that leaves so much of a gray area for all of us. And then when people watch videos like that, everybody got a different perspective of what should have been done. You know who don't have a perspective of what should have been done? The cops already have an outline of what they're gonna do and a statement they're gonna release, and they're gonna be backed up. The person they get the excessive force done on them, they ain't got nothing behind them but grandma and them. That's it.
Appreciate you, KP. Seymour, go ahead, closing remark.
Yeah, I agree with Zoe and KP. I don't condone backing up people that do wrong. That's not what I'm saying at all. So I don't condone that. But you know, I don't know how to put it. So I'll just cut mine short. It was a good show, man. Thanks for having me, Fred. And I was the one calling from the 469.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because L was on, and he's trying to get on right now to give his closing remarks, but we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah,
Peace,
I had
brother.
L on the phone, and I can't add you and him on at the same time.
Right. All right. Peace, brother.
Thank you for beaming in. We need you. We need you every night.
All right, brother.
All right. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Michael Fuller. All yours.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say, man, I agree with what everyone's saying, and I don't think that in regards to trying to justify people who do wrong in the community. I don't think anyone on the panel tonight was justifying the guy that was in handcuffs and was about to get taken to jail. No one justified his actions, whatever they may have been, right? Because he was in the custody of the police and there was a crime committed. However, this young lady approaching that scene, although it was very unadvisable that she did that, and she probably most likely shouldn't have done that. She did not do it in an aggressive or threatening way. And what I saw was her talking to the person that was in custody, and she was not boisterous, didn't have a lot of extra nonverbal body language that would seem to be threatening to anybody. And the cop came out from behind that situation and aggressively attacked, pushed her, right? And she went to go swing for his hand, and he almost knocked her out. That was excessive. We all agree on that. And I think that's an expression of self-hate. For me, I don't think that you can evaluate that particular situation properly, excuse me, without understanding the problem space. You have to understand the problem space. And what I mean by that is the environment, the surrounding factors that contributed to that activity.
That's it? That's all you got?
And that's why I said,
okay. Yeah,
that's why I said you cannot evaluate things like that are going on in society without looking at the history of the country and what in the state of the country right now. I really believe, just like the one brother was saying, Black men, we're not feared at all because we have no resolution on the things we stand for and the things that we don't stand for, and we have no unity. But when it's all said and done, we're in a system that's going to push us towards that, or we won't be here. That's just the facts. For me, I just think that we need to understand that there's just a lot to overcome, and we're not going to be able to do that without understanding the environment that we're in and what produced this environment. And you cannot do that if you don't do it from a historical perspective. I really believe as a people, as Black people right now, as a whole, we're damaged. All of us, not some of us, all of us. We're damaged psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically as a result of what we've experienced here in this country over the last 300-400 years. It's almost impossible not to be, and so it's just a lot of, we got a lot of work to do. But it starts with understanding the environment, understanding the history of the country, and how we got to this place. You got to be able to define the problem space in order to come up with good solutions. You can't do it without that. You can't do it in a vacuum.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, dog. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully. Be safe out there, man. Man, with all that being said, I'm just going to go back to this. The more Black people we have in America, the more likelihood we can have more doctors, more lawyers, more entrepreneurs, more teachers, more basketball players, more life, right? We got to give ourselves more credit than what we're giving. Because I am not a defeated person. By no means am I a victim. By no means am I suffering from post-traumatic slave disorder. Not by any means am I. I am not a victim. I am 100% Frederick Hawthorne. I put, for the most part, whatever I give out, I hope to double it, triple it, quadruple it, whatever the case may be, right? I think we got to get back to that. And then we can't be ignorant. We can't be dumb and not understand the arena in which we're playing this game in. If LeBron James goes to Boston Celtics game, goes to the Boston Garden, game 7, Magic Johnson shoots the sky hook across, he knows the hotel. See, I got to equate it to sports because you guys going to say, yeah, I get it. He knows the food in the hotel may have may have a laxative in it. They may do a fire alarm. The bus might be late. The bus might get a flat tire. These things happen because these are competitive advantages that the Boston Celtics actually have against the Lakers in 1988, 86, whatever year that was, or LeBron James having to win a game 7 by himself at the Boston Garden. Black people are at the Boston Garden. And if you don't understand that, if that girl doesn't understand the situation and the world that she lives in on 136 and Adam Clayton Boulevard, 136 and Adam Clayton Boulevard is 1 block away, is 1 block and 1 street away from the second most popular street in Harlem, 135th and Lenox. The most popular street in Harlem is 125th and Lenox. The next one is 135th. She's 1 block away, 10 blocks from the Apollo, 20 blocks from Rucker Park. So that means she knows the environment in which she lives in. How about we master our environment? How about we become the master of us? We can't go into this situation and say, hey, I'm a victim. White supremacy before what I want out of this life. White supremacy must control my thoughts, must control my actions, because I'm going to tell you what I did. I eliminated that shit out of my life as much as I could. I got to pay these taxes on Tuesday. It's getting mailed out, or maybe Dre mailed it today. I don't know. December 1st, I got to mail out another one. December 16th, I got to pay my property tax. That's the extent of it. Understand the game that we are playing. Put yourself in the best position to win. I believe we have too many emotional arguments, too many we have a lot of standard Trump speeches. Oh man, it's a cop, so he's wrong. I'm black, so I'm right. 9 out of 10 men are not going to defend a woman against a police officer because it's an assault on a police officer. You go to jail and you fuck up your last name. How about we become more intelligent than that? You talking about defend a woman? How about you arm her before she walks out of her house? You arm her with everything that she needs so she can be a successful person in this situation. And then we go back to what started it. What started this situation is a man allegedly shot up a group of people on 163rd and Adam Clayton Boulevard, which is literally 16 blocks from where I grew up. This incident is 111 blocks and 1 block over Adam Clayton Boulevard, Lenox Avenue. So go up 1 block. My address was 101 125 West 147th Street. So I am 11 blocks literally away from where this happened. I understand the environment, because if we change the narrative, if we're so bad and so tough, how about at 9 p.m. when those 6 guys are standing in front of the building, standing in front of the brownstone, how about we treat them like the police officers? No, fuck that. I'm going to get my shit. No, fuck that. We won't do that. But we have this brazen attitude with police officers. You know how we police ourselves? Those 6 black men that are in front of the brownstone, sitting on the stoop in front of the projects. How about we call the police on them? Why does it have to get to a viral moment? How about we never go viral? How about we just be great mothers and great fathers, great students? I mean, that's where I'm at. Because you know, when you get to jail, you know what the criminal said, man, why the fuck did I do that? Is the police officer wrong? It's excessive. Is the woman wrong? She shouldn't have been there. How about we just stay out of the way? How about we go upstairs and do our ABCs with our 4-year-old, our 4-year-olds? We getting out of here, Anthony. We getting out of here, Anthony. Tomorrow. You got 30 seconds? You got 30 seconds. 30 seconds, dog. Go. 30 seconds.
Fred, salute, man.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Salute. I wanted to ask you a question, but it probably would have. It's gonna be more than 30 seconds, but I kind of came in here late.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe us as black men, we need to stick together. And when it comes down to white supremacy, I don't hear who's the leader. Who's the leader of white supremacy? You know, their organization is so well thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they took over. But I think they took over by us allowing them in. You know, black people like to celebrate. You know, they got us drunk and they got us. That's how I believe they did it with alcohol and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely gonna call tomorrow. Tune in.
Please
man.
call it tomorrow. We're gonna bring this conversation back on some level.
Hey, but salute to you, Fred. Keep grinding, man. I see you, man.
Appreciate you, dog. Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate your support too, man.
All right, man.
I appreciate you. I just want us to win. I cut off all the fat with Lincoln and Kennedy. There's no margins. There's no margins. It's all meat. It's no fat on the bone. It's nothing. Were you right or were you wrong? That's it. Did you do your homework or no? Well, I forgot. No, you can't forget. Forgetting is not an excuse. Not in my house. Tuesday, we take out the trash. That's it. Saturday morning at 9:40, you got to be ready because we have basketball practice at 10 a.m. It takes us 11 minutes to drive there. We're leaving at 9:40. There's no excuse. I might remind you on Friday. How about we arm this woman? I'm pretty sure she has an Instagram account. I'm pretty sure she's heard of George Floyd. I'm pretty sure she's heard of Rodney King, Philando Castillo, Sandra Bland. The list goes. I don't like hashtags, y'all. At all. We're putting ourselves in position to be a hashtag and say the police officer was wrong. How about we minimize the police involvement in our community and attack those 6 motherfuckers that are sitting in front of the motherfucking brownstone and whatever it is, the projects. So I want to arm as much people as I can with the information. And if you're a fool, that woman's a fool. But she's protected by black social media. She's protected by black social media. And they're going to do what they can and whatever. It's going to be a melee. But at the end of the day, if she had a husband, she wouldn't have been there. And quite possibly, if that man had a leader, if that 22-year-old man who shot up somebody on 163rd, which is quite possibly could have been my family members in real life. I'm 16 blocks away. That's walk in New York. 16 blocks is equivalent to maybe 3/4 of a mile. The blocks go consecutively in New York. I'm not sure if you guys understand that because you guys are probably in other cities. So you think 11 blocks is far. 11 blocks is like one lap around a track in New York. Swear to God. It takes no time to get there. So everything is rather close, you know. So I genuinely think that we got to arm ourselves. And if we know everything is racist, why do we keep on blaming racism? If you got one arm your whole life, do you blame on, I only got one arm? If you got one leg, damn, I only got one leg. Make something of it. That's it. We don't get redos. That 22-year-old man is going to jail for 15 to 20 years for assault if convicted. He gone for 20 years. Gone. I'm glad. If he did it, I'm gone. Go. Au revoir. Sayonara. That's why I said everybody in the chat and everyone that was on the panel, we got to get in our communities. And we got to work as men. In New York, there's a black man on every corner in New York. There's a black man on 75% of the buildings till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I swear to God. How about those black men be motherfucking neighborhood watch guys instead of being drug dealer watch guys? Anyways, man, I'm gonna get off. I appreciate y'all, man. Great conversation, and feel free to counter me tomorrow. We'll bring it back at some point, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Great show tonight, man. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. And I just black people here, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to hashtag and then say Fred is a boom, Fred that. No, I'm trying to make sure there's no hashtags. You want to argue over the hashtag and blame white supremacy. I don't want to blame white supremacy. I want to celebrate Shade Room saying $1 million business on 136 in Harlem and 136 in Adam Clayton Boulevard. I want to celebrate that. That's where I'm at with this, man. But I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Awesome show. And I just wish we get it, man. I wish we get it. You know, I'm not giving the ball to my opponent and say, you shoot first. Every time we walk out the house, we give the white supremacy the basketball and say, your ball first. Take the ball out up top. Nah. I'm not even giving him the ball, and he's not even my opponent. He's not. I don't wake up and be like, damn, man, I wonder how much gas white supremacy gonna put in my car today. Being honest. Yes. I'm glad that black woman is okay. I'm glad she lives to fight another day. They're going to throw away that misdemeanor because of public scrutiny. She's going to be fine. Yeah, the police officer hit her too hard. Yeah. Hopefully he gets punished. She gets a write-up. Man, and hopefully everyone that was there learned their lesson. But when you deal and they found a weapon on the kid, a 22-year-old black man with an illegal firearm, and she knows him, I'm glad he's off the street. I'm just saying. Man, the more black people we have in the streets that are protecting their community, the better. We rather fight police officers knowing we're going to lose than have a 50-50 proposition with the 6 kids in front of the projects. We're afraid of those motherfuckers. We are. We're afraid of drug dealers. We are. We won't even pollute our neighborhood. Shit is sickening, man.
So I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition. Back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition. I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. Or cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back.
Give love. Give things never give up and talk to fight another day. Two souls to feed. I stand on the ground. I'm going back soon and fight this final round.
Good show, man. A lot of brain power. I appreciate y'all geniuses, man. Because the devil is a lie. Hey. Truth. Hey, Peoples Hernandez, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all calling me out in the chat, man. Save a black life, though, man. Arm them with information. Save a black life, man. Don't ever put them in that position. You know what I mean? Love y'all, man.